Morning, everybody. DJ Envy, Angelique, Charlamagne the God, and we are the breakfast. Oh, I'm sorry. That is the super wrong intro.
Look, I am not here for copyright infringement.
What's going on, everybody? We are the No Refunds podcast. I am Team Tommy to my I'm Team Tommy, aka Mr. Pickles, aka the Slender Black Man. To my far left, we have
Boy Too Nice, aka Charms the Solution.
And I say to my far left because we have a special guest in the building today. Let us know what your name is and what you represent.
I am Tisha Monet. I'm a media correspondent. I'm also on the board of directors for a nonprofit organization called Good Karma. Some of you may know us. We are an entertainment-based business for the youth in urban communities.
Wonderful. We are so happy to have you here. We did have a third person before, but they didn't make it this episode. It's like they didn't make the last 3 episodes. On today's docket, we have Cardi B responding to Nicki Minaj. We got a bunch of tips for you guys going back to college, and we have how to get over a breakup. Hopefully we get to all those topics, but to start, we're going to go to Azealia Banks being on Wildn Out, which evidently filmed or aired yesterday.
Yeah, 2 days ago.
I think it was the night before last.
You know what's crazy? Like, they showed me, like, they have an ad on TV where it says it films on or airs on Fridays, but I feel like the episode came on Saturday. So, Azealia Banks says that DC Young Fly is anti-black. So, a couple months ago, Azealia Banks went on Wildn Out and said that she was harassed on an episode of the show and accused the cast of being colorist towards her. Now, at the time, because we didn't have any footage, I just assumed that being colorist meant that they were making dark skin jokes about her. But,
or light skin, could be vice versa. It's just colorism.
But Azalea's browner. So
she's dark.
But on the contrary, the now infamous episode has now aired, and the controversial segment made the rounds around social media. If we were a high budget production, we would insert a clip. But seeing as though we are working with a budget, we get to rely on my impersonation to get this thing done. So they had a segment called So Petty, which is a play on So Fly, where the cast comes up and one by one explains why their team captain is so petty. So DC Young Fly's turn came up, and he started by saying, and I quote, "My boy Nick Cannon is so petty."
How petty is he?
He couldn't get Cardi B, so he got Azealia Banks ugly ass. Now that's
you gotta do the laugh.
He couldn't get Cardi B, so he got Azealia Banks ugly ass.
That's not what he did.
That's my Jada.
That was the wrong person.
You can't. Oh my god!
It's all mixed into one.
All right. For some reason, Jadakiss was on this episode.
So after that, Azealia said that the cast was anti-black, and she didn't find the joke funny, and they had to shut down the segment in the show for about an hour.
Well, not after that one. She tried to come back. She tried to say that he was the gay guy from I Am Delivered. She said he looked like that guy, and he came back and said something about her braces.
Yeah, so she tried to make a comeback. Nick Cannon was like, because as soon as DC made the joke, you can see on Azalea's face that it was.
But it was bothersome. It definitely hurt her feelings. Absolutely.
Something inside of it that hurt her.
Absolutely. It's probably something that she's dealt with her whole life, so that struck a nerve. And that's, you know what I mean?
That's the conversation that we had a couple weeks ago when it comes to like dark skin, light skin. But my question to y'all too is, why is she tripping?
Why is she tripping?
Yeah,
it's insecurities.
Why
I don't think. First of all, we all know that's his niche. You know what I mean? Like, so he would have said that. I felt like if it was anyone on that stage, he would have said something like that. I mean,
he called everybody ugly ass.
If you to go on this type of show like that, you have to have thick skin. That's number one. Can't be easily sensitive. At all. Like, this is a comedy. This is what they roast. This is what the show is about, roasting. Right. So if you're going to be highly sensitive or just in tune with your, I guess, emotions on that level, you need not to join. You should have probably said, Nick Cannon, I'm probably going to sit out on this one because I'm not built for this, which is fine. You just have to know what you're signing up for. Allegedly. But then just to go and say, to attack them and say, you know, they are anti-black or they're colorists or they're practicing colorism. I just feel like that was just like a defense mechanism.
That was like the worst part too, because the person that was making a joke about her is probably darker.
It's darker than her.
She said it to like rile everybody up. Like she wanted to turn everybody against these people.
But because, it's like
that's the one thing though. Like if you say, okay, these guys are being anti-black, these guys are being colorist, that's gonna like immediately like get people to just be like, okay, well that's not cool. But once the episode came out,
I was gonna say, but it's filmed, so
it wasn't what she said.
And then it just boils down to what I was saying earlier. If you're an attractive woman, you're an attractive woman. I'm a dark skinned woman myself, and I find myself attractive, and you know I wouldn't take offense to it because I know that I'm an attractive woman. So and I'm sorry, this is just my personal opinion. I don't think she's that attractive in the face. That's just my personal opinion. But if Amara, what's her name? Amara Negra. Now she is gorgeous. Now if she would have came up there, he wouldn't have said that. You know what I mean?
He probably still would have said ugly ass, but this is how he is.
No, he definitely would have said him.
But she wouldn't have said, "Oh my God, you're anti," because she knows that she walks in her confidence. I feel like she struggles with that a little bit.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because in the same breath, she's always talking about how much she doesn't date black guys at all. How she always she only messes with white boys.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
And, how hypocritical.
Very.
My thing is, like, she went on the show. Allegedly, she said that she didn't know that it was a
comedy
show.
She thought it was on Nickelodeon.
She thought it was a kid's show because, I guess, because Nick Cannon was on there.
So then shame on you for not doing your research. Right. Why would you sign up for something you have
Her management was, I guess, you know.
I have no...
My thing is,
can we cancel her?
The reason why I'm pretty sure the reason why Nick Cannon wanted Azealia Banks on the show is because she pops so much. No, not just that, but
she would be easy target.
She pops so much shit on social media to other people that Nick Cannon probably thought that she would have that same type of energy if she came on the show. And Nick Cannon wants ratings, so that's why he got Azealia Banks. Because to be honest with you, allegedly Azealia Banks is an artist. Or a music artist, and I don't.
Why did you say
I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm not gonna lie to you.
She does have a song. I don't know the name of it, but she does have a single.
Like Anna Wintour or something like that, right? Yeah. I've listened to her some of her music before, and some of it is good. Like she has like a house music
vibe.
Mixed with
it's not like
it's
hip
different,
hop.
right? It's different, but it's good. In some of it's good. Anyway, so if she were to like get rid of the antics and pay attention more so on her craft, she would be a lot further than where she is now. But because all she do is be negative,
beef with people.
Is negative all the time. So all this is going to come back to you full circle.
If you are so hyped up, or you know that you're the type of person that you snap on pretty much anybody for anything, for you to go on a show and not be prepared for somebody to snap on you, that's that's being unprepared for one, and two.
She's like the person that throws the stones and hides.
Yeah,
like
if you can't take it, then don't dish it out.
Shit. Like don't say nothing.
That's what they used to teach you.
Because the minute you can't take something, what you try to do is run behind your defense mechanisms. You're being colorist because you called me ugly. That's the first thing somebody would say to her because she is ugly. I'm gonna keep it real. So
I don't think she's ugly. I just, but her, honestly, too, her personality is what also contributes to her being less attractive. Like her just even coming out and saying, "Oh my God, you said this because because you're anti-black or because you're like that," just shows that you're not confident because it's a joke, my dude. First of all, he's not an attractive guy either. So you could have easily trashed him back. Like you literally have a tattoo in the middle of your forehead. Like
she tried,
you know what I mean?
It just didn't work. Her jokes didn't work.
Yeah, it just like I just feel like
because she got like once you're emotional, you got emotional.
She's too sensitive.
Yeah, once you got emotional and then you try to attack back. Emotionally, it wasn't gonna.
You're gonna fail every time.
She's the type of person that she can't handle improv.
She tried to say,
you're gonna live back on you on the spot.
She said, you're gonna live in a $600 apartment or something.
Yeah, she started coming at people like you can't afford.
This is the highlight of your career. You're never gonna be anything more than this. I'm like, come on. Now
she's trying to go for the jugular.
That emotion, so. I feel like as much as she talks shit on social media, for you to be that emotional, that kind of just like, you know what?
Don't make no sense.
Because now we see what you're about. Like, we saw this shit live. Like, not only did you lie about what happened to you, but, you know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't even fight back. So,
when the story
we know what you do now.
When the story first came out, I didn't necessarily know fully who Azealia Banks is, and I still don't. But I was kind of on her side because she said that they were being colorist, and I didn't see the clip, so I just thought they were
black.
Dark skin license comparisons to her. But after seeing the clip, it's like, that's not even the harshest thing that they've ever said to
my God, exactly.
The show. If you watch the show, which obviously she has not, if you watch the show, like the host of the show, the person that created the show, Nick Cannon, gets it the worst out of everybody.
He absolutely does. They go for him horribly. I mean, his career.
They talk about his career,
his children, his babies.
Like
they talk about everything.
Everything is on.
It's no holds barred, and she should have learned that.
I went to Wildn yesterday. It was in Newark, and that shit was incredible.
Really?
Yeah, it really was. It was hilarious. But I will say that for Nick Cannon and his music career, this nigga tried to force like mad of his songs down your throat in the first like hour of the song.
That's what he got to do, man.
Like literally, because nobody's gonna listen to this shit.
Exactly.
So.
Nobody else gonna listen.
He had the DJ playing it. Is what you're saying?
He had a video. He had he shot videos with K Michelle. Like I'm like, what the fuck is this? He had like part 5. Like he would have a video. I guess he was messing with K Michelle. K Michelle's a boyfriend. He has a girlfriend, whatever. He's like cheating and he's creeping. And it was like it was like part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5. Yo, everybody in the whole entire crowd, when it went to like part 3, everybody's like, oh my God, like, come on, son, turn this shit off.
Can we get to the show, please? Right here.
Yeah, auto-tune, he was singing. I'm like, come on, Nick.
Can we get to the show, please?
All right, so like, I guess all in all, to wrap it up, like, Azealia Banks, you don't need to be tripping off some small shit. Obviously, you went on a show where all they do is roast people. That's the premise of the show.
Right.
At first, I was on your side. Now I'm not. And I guess that just adds on to her list of people that she's beefed with over the past year.
How do you beef with a whole cast of
exactly.
You're beefing with comedians? Like, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win.
Exactly.
You're gonna beef with comedians? What the fuck are you gonna do? You're gonna be poor all your life. You're gonna be poor too. Your music is not selling. You're not booking shit. Like,
no one knows who you are.
Right. So
she does have a movie on Netflix though.
Right. You know what's funny about that? It was I think it was like RZA or some shit was a part of it. Something like that. Anyway, so with her and RZA took her to a Russell Crowe party. I don't know if you heard about this, but allegedly her and Russell Crowe got into it, and from what she said, Russell Crowe spit on her and threw her into the hallway.
Jesus.
Right. So RZA told a different story. Mind you, RZA brought her. So RZA was like, she was RZA's guest. Yeah. So RZA brought her. And RZA said no, she was tripping. She was talking shit. She got in his face. She put his finger on his forehead and shit like that.
Oh. Right. Belligerent. She was belligerent.
Right. So.
But see, people don't tell that side of the story.
And that's what she did. I feel like she adds sauce just so she can get people on her side. So. Fuck her. I want to cancel her. Azealia Banks, fuck you.
You can't cancel somebody that you never scheduled.
I'm going to cancel her. I'm going to clip this out. Azealia Banks, fuck you. I'm going to post it.
You're putting all this on you.
And I'm going to tag her.
Oh my gosh.
Because she trash. Fuck that.
Jesus Christ.
Okay.
We appreciate all good music. If Azealia got good music, I'll take a listen to it. But if not, then
fuck out of here.
Yeah, you can go back. Because honestly, Wildn now is a bigger name than Azealia Banks is right now. So
it just mean more. Like, come on, like you need to prove yourself at this point. Because now all you're doing is being known as a person who's just gonna talk shit.
Yeah, you being known more for your feuds than you are for your actual music. And I'm pretty sure as an artist, that's not what you want.
Exactly. Absolutely.
So on to the next topic. Speaking of Cardi B, we got Cardi B responding to Nicki Minaj. So I guess this week or last week on Tidal, or I guess Nicki Minaj had the show on Tidal. I don't remember what it's called. You know what it's called?
Queen Radio.
There we go. Her Queen Radio show on Tidal. She was quoted saying, "Having a big push from a label does not make you great, and it doesn't mean that you're my competition." And Cardi B responded to that on her Instagram, pretty much saying there's plenty of labels, but plenty of money. But most people can't buy success, which Cardi B has had, which I guess Nicki Minaj was threatened by. So Nicki went back on Beats One Radio with Ebro as a host and stated that she didn't know that her and Cardi B had an issue, which I feel like they had an issue before when they were on Motorsport.
There was an issue.
I don't think it was.
And she was like, well, at least on this interview, Nicki Minaj was making it seem like Cardi B was responding out of the blue, like she had nothing to respond to, like Nicki didn't say the shit that she said on her show. So, after that, the VMAs was, I guess, this Monday, which brings us to the next topic. Cardi B won an award for Best New Artist, thank you. And she, accepting her award, she said, just pretty much thanking all of her fans and all of her family. She said, it's genuine, it's beautiful, and it's something that God gave me that you can't buy. bitch. Essentially,
no, money can't buy.
Bitch. Essentially responded.
She paused. Yeah. She was like, bitch.
Yes.
Responding to the quotes that Nicki Minaj had about her buying. Essentially, so Nicki Minaj didn't call out Cardi B by person on her first radio show, but you can tell that it was implied that she was saying that Cardi had bought her success, or that the label that Cardi was working for was bought her success.
She implied it, yeah.
So Cardi B's response to that was, you can't buy all the love and support that she gets.
Exactly.
And that's why she won the award for Best New Artist, because I think the VMAs are like mostly fan supported or fan voted on award. My question to y'all is, are we Team Cardi or Team Nicki?
I feel like, why do we have to choose? That's number one. We have to choose.
That's hip hop. That's female hip hop, at least.
See, this is where that's gonna run out right here, because I'm a woman and I feel like you can have multiple rap artists hit number one charts. You got Drake out here. You have DJ Khaled. You got Chris Brown. There's all these masculine energy, and they're rocking the entertainment industry. But as soon as you have another female come on board, it's like, oh my God, feud, fight, cat fight. I want to see some titties pop out, like, you know.
World star.
And it's just like, why does it have to be that way? Like, why do they both make good music? And to be honest, I love Cardi B's music. I like Nicki Minaj's music. I like the old Nicki, but that's just me. But I think that they're both successful women. They are both talented. I feel like, though, I will say this, that I feel like Nicki Minaj she just don't know how to give props, man. I feel like she doesn't know how to give credit when credit is due. Like, just say that Cardi is killing it right now, because sis is doing it, and you can't be mad at it. When she came out the dirt, and I feel like Nicki Minaj forgets that she at one point was selling her mixtapes out the trunk of a car as well. Like, she felt like that she just stepped into stardom. Like, I feel like she forgets where she came from as well. Like, you know, I just feel like she needs to learn how to give props.
To piggyback off of that, I feel like she might have an issue with how Cardi B came into the game, because, like you said, Nicki Minaj was grinding, but Cardi B necessarily wasn't, because she was popping from her personality on IG. She had 1 million followers before heard anything about music.
And that's still grinding, though. You can't fault her for that.
But that was more so stripping. It wasn't a music grind. It was a different grind.
It was
more so she was selling her personality.
Yeah, exactly. But she did music. Okay. She was doing music way back then too. I mean, it just wasn't hitting.
I heard the gangsta bitch mixtapes. I heard one of them. Volume 1 and 2.
But either way, whether you have money behind you or a label behind you, if your music is good, your music is good. Now, what's going to determine that is how long her fame lasts. Because if you're a one-hit wonder, or if you're a 15-minute artist, it will show. You know, as of now, she hasn't fallen off, and it's been about 1.5 years for her.
And she
you know what I mean?
Baby and everything.
And she, you know what I mean? She hasn't fallen off yet.
People love her personality. Like, that's the thing that literally sold Cardi and a lot of people.
She's unapologetically real.
Right. I followed her before I heard anything about her music because I love her personality.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And with Nicki not necessarily showing props or just giving it up or just embracing the newer artists, it just kind of looks away. And a lot of people are going to always try to paint that picture that is a issue between females when it might not be, but they're going to try to paint it anyway. So what Nicki should have done was try to dispel that shit earlier on, but she didn't. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like Atlantic has a part to play in that, because when people think that there's an issue between Cardi and Nicki, and then Cardi B puts out a song, and people insinuate that there's an issue or there's a diss that's aimed at Nicki, they're gonna buy into that song. So I think that was more so of a strategic move from the label. But again, nothing ever came out of Cardi's mouth saying that she had an issue with Nicki.
Yeah.
So I agree with both of them as far as that what she said. I feel like Nicki was right as far as people come out the gate automatically and that's my competition. I don't think that's necessarily true. But at the same time, they shouldn't be competing with each other, but they should also be able to embrace each other.
I feel
that's the issue right there, I think.
That's gonna bring me back to my point to where you said, why does it have to be a competition? I feel like the only person that can stop that from happening is whoever's at the top at the moment, which is Nicki Minaj.
If you embrace them,
I don't know what it is about female hip hop, but whoever's at the top at the time, I feel like they don't have they don't feel the need to support anybody that they
But and that's a poor attitude to have, because yes, Nicki Minaj is she's basically, you know, at the top of the food chain, and for you to even say whether it was directly geared at Cardi B or not, that's a subliminal shade. That's subliminal shade. For you to say, you know, for you to come out and have a label behind you, that does not make you mean that you're going to be my competition. Sis, why is competition even in your mental? Why not? Cardi never came at you.
Cardi be chilling at home with her
she over there thriving. You over here thriving. Just let y'all thrive. You know what I mean? Like, why? I don't understand why that say, you know, just because you're doing it, or just because you had a label, you know, have money and buy into your success, that doesn't mean that you're my competition. Like, you sound salty.
And you sound salty. I'm pretty sure she was on her own show promoting her album. So at the time, or at this point in time, like, Nicki Minaj has the only work of music out right now. Like, Cardi B's at home chilling, taking care of her child. So for Nicki Minaj to go out of her way doing her own promo run is like, I feel like it's beneath her, but for her to do it, it's like, I don't know why you still. I feel like
she didn't need to say that. But maybe she was just, but you know, interviewers have a way of setting you up, because maybe the way the question was phrased.
Yeah, but I feel like that's her show, so I'm pretty sure she has control over the questions that come in.
That's true.
That's the thing where it goes back to, like, not only Nicki Minaj, but even when Lil' Kim was on top, she wasn't giving props to people that are underneath them. That's why
I think that's a New York thing.
It might be. That's why I was saying, like, you have to pick a side because the ones at the top don't allow you to do anything otherwise. You got to either be on their side or be against them. Which, when you reference all the male hip hop artists, like, they tend to show love more to people that are in the area.
Okay, but when you think specifically,
like the females do.
Specifically, which male hip hop artists, not from New York? They did. I think that's a New York thing. That's a mentality where, like, they always beefing with each other.
Yeah, there's always the crown for the king. Because in New York, Diddy, and then
in New York, all those we got 5 boroughs that are beefing with each other. Like, Queens is beefing with Harlem. Like, why? Y'all all from the same state. But, like, when you the top artist in male hip hop, Drake, he embraces everybody. He will get on a track with, like, anybody and make that shit pop. Block Boy JB. Who the fuck was that? You don't see him throwing out. But that song was popping. He just, like, get on a random song and that shit take off. He embraces people. And I think when you at the top, you should have that kind of attitude rather than the attitude where I'm the best and everybody's fucking beneath me. Right. Because, like, that shit's going to end up turning the majority of people against you. Like, when you're nice, they can't be mad at you when you're nice. Drake is fucking nice. Nicki Minaj is not nice. And she's an asshole. So, like, people are gonna turn against you, like, because you're just leaving a trail of people that, like, you know, of shit in your
You're
wake,
setting yourself up to be attacked at one end or another. Like, you have, you know, people, like, you constantly throw shade, and then I was listening to an interview that she had where she was I believe it was with Funk Master Flex, and she was saying how she has a spirit of gratitude, and she walks around, she's very, very grateful, and anyone who knows her can tell you how grateful she is. And I say, maybe your close family, your immediate family, immediate friends can see that side of you, but I feel like your fan base, which is the ones, as far as career-wise, who count the most, they need to see that side of you. You know what I mean? Because I've never seen. I don't get that. When I think of Nicki Minaj, I don't think, oh, she's graceful. Yeah. I don't get that. I don't get that at all. Like, that's
another reason or another point that I want to get to. The reason why, because y'all can answer my question. Y'all want to be team all over the place. I'm team Cardi because of her personality. Because I feel like Cardi is more relatable just in the way that she shows herself on IG, the way that she expresses herself. Every time I see Cardi, whether it's on the Love and Hip Hop reruns, whether it's on Instagram, she's always the same person through and through. So that's why I'm team Cardi. Like,
she's very authentic.
Exactly.
I will say that. I don't agree with her mindset, nor do I agree with Nicki Minaj's mindset. But what I can say, I can't really say this for Nicki Minaj. I just don't get this energy from her. But I will say that Cardi B is very authentic. Yeah, absolutely. She's true to herself. Like, when Nicki came to the game, she might have been a little more humble. She was a little more street, but because
she was trying to get it. She was trying to eat.
Exactly.
So.
But now that she's at the top, like, she
was new.
She changed her whole aura about herself. Like, I can't tell. I don't know. I wouldn't know what the real Nicki is against the
because all she say is all these bitches is my sons.
And she's had like 3 different personalities. Like, she had the she had the rough personality when she first came into the game. She had the Barbie personality,
the ditzy, colorful type of thing. And now she was on her pop music wave. You know,
she got like this theater aspect to her. Now whenever she talks, I I can't take her seriously because it doesn't sound like she's speaking it, or it does sound like she's talking what's coming out of her head. It sounds like she's speaking like lines
from a character.
Exactly. It sounds like something that's
you think she's like that more so now?
Yeah.
See, I think
she's always been like
that. I was gonna say that I feel like she's less like that now. I feel like when I hear her speak in an interview, I feel like I am getting Nicki Minaj. But before, I felt like literally she used to speak with like accents and exactly. I'm like, is this bitch schizophrenic? Like what? Like I used to literally be like I couldn't. It was hard to differentiate the artist from the person. And if you are a fan of an artist, you want to know them as a person.
I think now personality sells. That's what it is right now. Mm-hmm. Like we're in an era where your personality will get you further than your talent will.
Yes.
So because nobody knows what her actual personality is, but they know Cardi B's personality through and through.
And she's relatable.
Yeah.
And she's relatable.
I'm from the bottom.
You can't relate to Nicki Minaj because she want to talk about Prague and you can't spell. I don't know what the fuck Prague is. So, no, I can't relate to you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, or you talk about these things like Cardi B is relatable. She can like from whether it's you scraping up rice and beans or you eating filet mignon, like she's relatable throughout the board. I feel like Nicki Minaj is just like she makes good music, and I feel like her fan base, to be honest, is more Caucasian.
I feel like her fan base is young girls now. Because
she, I think, but that's not more so her. That's like marketing. Because all of that personality stuff, the crazy wigs, and then how she switched to just straight black hair, like more of what I would guess to be her style. That's all marketing. You know, she came out the first 3 to 5 years of her career with this Barbie,
she was normal at first with the black hair and the bangs and with the little pink highlight, whatever it was.
She was still underground then, though.
Yeah, but people loved her then. Yeah. But when she started becoming this character, she started becoming a character of herself, and it's like, you know what? No, like people were like, okay, well, she's the only really female out here. Her music is still good, but they couldn't wait for somebody to come take that spot.
Yeah. Right. And she did have she had the Harajuku Barbie, Nicki Lewinsky or whatever. Like she had these characters. I used to really be like, yo, this bitch got these people in her mind. Like when you interview her, which one are you getting?
Which for her music is dope because you can switch it up on the fly. But when you are talking to a person, like you said, during an interview,
I want Nicki Minaj.
I want all that shit to the side.
You have crazy girls who will understand, like who like. They'll like that type of shit because they're crazy. They have schizophrenic personalities. Okay, I get that because I just say I'm a man. Like, all right.
That's my alternative personality and shit. So, at the end of the day, I will say I am Team Cardi. I don't know what y'all want to say.
I'm neutral, man.
Team neutral.
Yeah, I'm neutral.
I like Nicki. I like Nicki.
I like her music.
I like
some of her music.
If she get back to her or being more of her, you know what I think it is? A lot of like people don't really talk about it much, but Nicki, like on a lot of her songs, she admitted to being on pills. And nobody's really like addressing that like they would do with any other guy.
I didn't know that. What song is this?
Like as I don't remember the name of the song. There's a couple. No, not that one. Her recent
That's what I was thinking of too, though.
But even that one, she's admitting to being on pills. Like she has a song where she told you exactly what pills, Addy, whatever, and they just like, oh, this shit is fire. Like, no, she just told you she was on pills.
They don't really question.
That's the thing. Nobody listens to lyrics. They listen to the vibe. They feel for the vibe. Like. I listen to lyrics still. So when you tell me that you're doing pills and then you're acting erratic in the public, I think there's something wrong with you. Like, okay, she's probably high right now.
Yeah.
Like when she was going in that fucking rant before about her album and Travis Scott, I'm like, yo, she's high. Obviously, she's fucking high. And people like, yeah, talk your shit. Like, no, she's fucking high. Like, stop.
So at the end of the day, to conclude or to bring this all together, I'm Team Cardi. We all want. I'll say I'm Team Cardi as long as she keeps that same personality that she has right now.
Keep that same energy, Cardi.
I don't see her changing.
Yeah, keep being real to yourself, and you'll have your support.
The industry is crazy. This shit could change. You never know. But as
hopefully
of now,
she stays the same. Yeah. For Nicki, I guess we can all agree that
just shut the fuck up, Nicki.
No, her music is fire. But as far as her
social media
as a person, we need you
just shut the fuck up.
Just be you. And stop! don't shut the fuck up.
No,
we just need you to not worry about people that you may feel is underneath you. Like you're at the top of the food chain right now. Don't need to look down.
But that's not really good. You don't want to feel like everybody underneath you. You're not that much of a fucking icon industry.
Not
yes,
yet.
You're
Not yet.
you know what I'm saying. You're the top of the food chain. Yes, but I mean, Cardi B outsold you like as far as her first week. So like you know, it is what it is. Like. So you need to humble yourself. That's what you need to do.
That's the key. And then for you to walk around and say you walk around with the spirit of gratitude, but you're not humble. Gratitude goes hand in hand with being humble.
Nobody sees that humbleness.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Like I don't see that anywhere. And it's just like people think that they're untouchable. And like literally it can happen in a matter. Like you see how Meek Mill just fell off. Like you see how Ja Rule just fell off, and this is over like fake beef. This is not like real stuff. Like 50 Cent really ended Ja Rule's career.
50's and Ja wasn't fake.
Like, well, that whole wasted thing. But it's just like in a matter of a day, it all depends on your fans. Like if you turn if someone can get your fans to turn against you, it is over for you.
Right.
And all you got to do is find that niche, find that hole, and slip in. And then once it's done, you have to be grateful. You have to be humble. Yeah.
If we're gonna be real, honestly, I like Ja Rule songs better than 50's.
That's a topic.
Ja Rule got some hits.
Stop
bro. Because I've been listening to Pandora. Ja Rule got some hits.
So we're
bruh. He got some hits, yo. Ja Rule was that man. Murder Inc.
Put it on me.
Yeah, what?
Down ass bitch. Come on. Ja Rule had them hits, bruh.
When's last Ja Rule hit?
It don't matter. I'm saying.
So
that period of time.
Yeah. It was epic.
Ja Rule's fucking shit up, yo.
Yeah. I agree.
What's 21 questions, though?
Huh?
I just want to chill and twist a lot.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, it is what it is. I feel like
go, shawty. It's your birthday.
We gon' party like it's your birthday. It's my birthday tomorrow.
Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Exactly.
Oh,
and you're not gonna play no Ja Rule shit.
Listen.
If anything, it's gonna be 50. You know we don't give up because it's your birthday. All right, so on to the next topic. It is almost September, which means people are going back to school or starting their new adventures in
luck.
School.
Fucking losers.
People gonna be confused because I was looking around. I was trying to find my cane canister that I had 2 seconds or like 2 minutes ago. And
where did it go?
Where I put it at? I think Malcolm threw it somewhere. But we all went to
yes, we did. School, right? Yes, we all went to K University.
KU fam. Hashtag KU fam.
KU fam, if you're logged on, make sure you send a wave.
People are starting that journey
to YouTube.
We're going to focus more on the college side of things because high school is over with.
It's like, who still goes to high school?
Yeah, exactly. high school don't matter.
We're taking
whoever's in high school right now, all your friends that you think you got right now, just give it a few years and it'll be over with. When you go into college, there's going to be a lot of stuff ahead of you. My question to y'all is, you got classes, relationships, studies, all that great stuff. Along with that comes a bunch of stress for some people. My question to y'all is, for the viewers, what advice would you give them, to the freshmen coming into the sophomores going into the second year, to the third year, fourth year, fifth year, sixth year? What advice would you give to them to handle or to deal with the stress? While y'all do that, I'm gonna look for my goddamn bottle. I got my answer. Y'all tell me what y'all answer.
Okay. Well, this is just generally speaking, right? Not like a specific thing. I would say do research. Make sure you do all your research, as much research as you can while you're in school. Because once you're out of school, you don't have much time. It's kind of like you got to hit the ground running. So like, just basically as far as academically, if you are privileged enough to do interns, make sure you do internships. Make sure you network. Make sure you go out to career fairs. Make sure you do all that stuff. As far as relationships, if you find some good people, hold them tight and dear to you, because they are not a dime a dozen. They are a needle in a haystack. So my friends that I met in college. I actually only met 2 friends in college that I'm actually still cool with now, that we speak on a regular basis, only 2. So, and so, but when you find those good people, those authentic people, those real people, make sure you hold on to them. And, just keep your head on straight. Don't get caught up in like romance too much. I honestly feel like college is the time to have fun. Protect yourself, have fun, wild out, go to parties, go to dorm parties, drink the liquor out the bottom of the. I know how we used to do. All
right.
I don't know. Is K still a dry campus? Is it still a dry campus? I don't know.
Who cares?
It wasn't.
Dorm parties was lit.
It's probably a dry campus still.
But yeah. So just have fun and be smart. Make wise decisions.
Okay,
yeah,
so
don't do that.
What I would say, to deal with stress, I would say for one, if you are a male, even if you're a female, if you're stressed out, make sure you masturbate, man. Like, you're gonna be stressed out. Sometimes you're not gonna necessarily have somebody to come over to your dorm room late at night. Just masturbate.
Just masturbate. That's gonna take care of all the problems, right?
Absolutely. Listen, you
that understand. Head a lot.
A lot of young kids don't necessarily know the power of that masturbation. Like, if you're stressed out,
so it's a psychological thing to it.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, if you're stressed out and you masturbate, I promise you're gonna have no stresses for that next 37 minutes.
I won't.
You're gonna be good.
It won't relieve all your stresses, but you'll be
good for a while.
It'll definitely clear your mind for at least a half hour.
You know what I'm saying? Sure. And then you can come back and then reset. That's like a reset button. Yeah, I think so.
Okay,
it's like holding the Xbox button for 10 seconds.
I can see that.
My advice. So we got. Masturbate, focus, and find
research.
Research
all that stuff.
My advice to y'all is to do a lot of drugs and drink
my gosh!
Drink a lot of
What kind of show did you guys invite me on? I don't stand for this.
Do a lot of experimentation. We got 3 sides. Normally you got like the angel and the devil. We got the angel. We got the devil. We got the devil. We got the anti-devil.
I'm kind of the balance right now, right?
He's just a commentator.
I'm not usually the balance, but I'll be the balance today.
But look, if you in college, I'll be real with you. Most people ain't gonna make it the 4 years or the 5 years it take you to go through the process of college. For the time that you're there, find good people, have a good time. Make sure if you can get your books or get your studies in. Mm-hmm. But also while you're there, if you're living on campus, if you are just there for the experience, make sure you get the full experience. Go to all the parties.
Yeah.
Go back to the dorm rooms.
Yeah.
Smoke all the weed.
Oh
if there's any cocaine in front of you, don't. One time won't hurt you.
One line.
Yeah.
Don't do more than one line. I do not condone.
One time won't hurt you. I won't say that I did it, but college is where most people go to practice weed if they haven't done so already.
People let loose in college. They all the things that they're not able to do in high school, they do it in college.
That's your time to
I didn't experiment with drugs. I'm 30 years old. I just turned 30, so I don't. Right. I've never.
Me neither.
I waited until I was 29 years old to even get high for the first time. I did not sniff coke. No.
You did one line or 2 lines.
No, I never. Okay, that's how rumors start.
Did you both mouth shit?
No, stop it. I don't even like using Nasonex and shit. I don't like spitting shit up my nose. I can't do that. But no, I remember in college, my sophomore year actually, I lived in Sozio. Woohoo, Sozio. It was the first time I got drunk. Oh, man. I took 7 shots of tequila.
Yeah, too many.
We was in the dorm room. And I remember Janae, also known as Bambi, she was telling me to slow down. So I'm like, I don't feel nothing. Whew, I lost my phone that night. It was so bad. It was so bad. I called my mom crying. She damn near came up to the school to whoop my ass. It was so bad.
Another pro tip for everybody that's entering college or who hasn't experienced the joys of drinking. If you're going to drink for that night, make sure you stick to one type of alcohol. Do not mix
your lights and darks. Lights and darks. You can mix vodkas and maybe even Bacardis, whatever, but don't mix your lights and darks because
just think of it as laundry. You don't want to mix your white t-shirt with your color shirt, and then you pull it out and now you got a tie-dye shirt. That's how you gonna feel in the morning.
You gonna feel like a tie-dye shirt. You will be a tie-dye shirt. So yes, absolutely.
So my advice to y'all: make sure y'all do all the drugs that you can, all the drugs that's presented to you. If you guys are going out to a club, make sure you Uber and don't drive.
Pre-game. Because buying drinks is expensive, and if you're a college student, you're probably poor.
Yeah, for sure. Go to the liquor store because the same $20 that you will be spending, or $100 that you'll be spending on bottle service, you can get
a bottle
for $20
pre-game.
Yeah. Wait. So I have a question.
What's up?
What was the cheap liquor that y'all drink at Cane's?
At Cane's?
What was it? Because I got mine. Mine was Majorska. I remember that rubbing alcohol.
That literally was rubbing alcohol. I used to get Bacardi Hurricane. That you remember that blue Bacardi?
That
was $16.
So
that was $16.
At Cane it was 3 drinks. If you were at a dorm party, Everclear was in the drink because they wanted to kill you. The drink that you would go out, or the 2 drinks that you would go out and actually buy at the liquor store, one was exclusive from Cane, and the second one was Svedka. Because those came in big ass bottles
nasty,
for $20, and that shit will last you for like a month. Unless you throw a party, then that shit will be going on the first night. But
2 days. Yeah. 2 days.
If you want some advice as far as buying alcohol on a budget, Svedka and exclusive.
Or if you have
if you like dark, you got the Paul. Was it Paul Masson? Paul Masson.
I don't know. I didn't dabble with dark too much.
E&J.
That's like a knockoff Henny, right?
Yeah, kind of.
I mean, there's not many affordable dark liquors that you know what I'm saying.
That's why
the same price as the light liquors. So, I mean, I drink exclusive. I'm big on that type of shit. Amsterdam was a good one. I like Amsterdam back then.
I was big on it, but now I can't handle the taste of vodka or rum.
Oh yeah, I don't do vodka at all. I'm strictly whiskey. I am a Jameson woman.
Whiskey, all right.
I don't know about Jameson, but I'm a whiskey person.
I'm strictly whiskey. Jameson and ginger ale is my drink. Anybody want to ever like take me out of something? Jameson and ginger ale is my drink. Yes, it is.
Talk your shit. So, at least for the college drinking or the
there you have it, folks. You're gonna take her out. Jameson and whiskey, it is.
If you're listening to me,
ginger ale and whiskey.
If you're listening to me, do all the drugs. If you listen to her, do all the studies, and make sure that you get some good people around you that's studying with you, and making sure that you're good with your studies. Make sure you actually make it through college all the 4 or 5 years that you're there. If you listen to Malcolm, I don't remember what you said. You said you're neutral.
Masturbate.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, he said masturbate.
As far as
honestly, a balance of all those 3 things will make your
That's a hell of a person, yo. That's a hell. If I meet a friend that can balance these 3 things, you are a hell of a person.
If you masturbate,
I didn't meet you.
Study and do drugs.
Do all the drugs.
I had some friends who did that. I never did drugs. I never did drugs in my life, so I was never the drug guy.
Yeah, neither.
But as far as everything else. Top of my game.
Wait, were you guys roommates? Were you guys ever roommates?
No.
Okay,
I met Malcolm through.
How many times were you walked in on when you masturbated?
Never.
Oh yeah, that's what I was saying before the show.
You had to be walked in on as much
before
as
the show started, because you were saying leave the door open. I was like, if you're going to masturbate, make sure that the door is closed and that your roommate is not coming back for at least a good 10, 20 minutes.
I was actually fortunate because I like my upperclassmen dormer years. I literally didn't have any roommates. My first roommate was like a weird white guy. He was gay. He had a boyfriend. He would always be in his boyfriend's room. Then he ended up like moving out. And then my second roommate, he was like old. He looked old. He had like the George Jefferson, but yeah, he was a white guy. He was a white guy, but he was never there either. So he ended up moving out. So I pretty much had the room to myself for like a good 2 years. And then when my third year,
with the door open. All the time.
Oh God, you're bold, man.
No.
You're so bold. I don't think I masturbated in college.
I didn't need to.
That much.
I didn't need to.
I
did.
I had a boyfriend.
But I didn't need too much. Yeah, I remember.
I had a boyfriend. Yeah. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, I definitely didn't need to.
So, drugs, study, masturbate.
Oh no, it went off.
Because
can you pass me the phone?
Did the battery die?
I don't know.
A lot of times you're not gonna necessarily. A lot of guys have the intention of I want to find something, I want to get some ass or whatever. That's not always gonna happen. So you know what I'm saying. In order to quell that, you need to masturbate, so that way you're not out here doing things that you shouldn't be doing.
Also,
make sure you're making the right decisions.
When you masturbate, that'll alleviate a lot of things. Also,
exactly.
If you're in a relationship,
it'll help you make the right decision.
You don't gotta worry about cheating, and also you can fuck whoever.
But if you're a freshman, you can cheat, man.
What?
You can cheat if you're
I don't get into a I wish like my college relationship was actually pretty cool. Like it was fun or whatever. But I feel like don't get into a relationship when you're in college.
Exactly.
It's not the time to get into a relationship. What the fuck are you getting in a relationship for? For what?
A lot of people come into college in a relationship. That high school sweetheart, but they don't know any better.
Yeah.
But you're not gonna stay with that person.
Yeah.
Like
I feel like you should not get into a relationship.
9 times out of 10, you're not gonna stay with that person. You might end up cheating. You know what I'm saying? So it's just better to just do your thing, because once you experience that type of life, that lifestyle of having fun, you know, people just
not just having fun, just having freedom.
Freedom, yeah.
Because once you get out of high school, you're away from your parents, especially if you're living on campus. It's just you and a bunch of random ass people.
Everybody, men and women, need to go through that whole phase. They need to be able to experience whatever they need to do, get that shit out of their system. Because if you get into a relationship and you don't feel,
make it through college.
If you don't feel like if you experience all that there is to experience as far as dating, you're gonna have regrets, you're gonna have resentment, and it's not gonna end up well for that person that you're with, because that shit never goes away. It never goes away. Like that resentment builds. Because you see people, that nigga's fine or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then for dudes are always looking anyway, so they might, you know what I'm saying?
It's always going to be an ass that's fatter than the next one.
I think that's
it depends on it depends on where you at, though. If you're in a point of your life where you're like satisfied with all that you've done, You can look, but it's not going to mean nothing to you. You're gonna, like, I'm not going to go after that.
That's a good point, because I think, this is just my thinking or whatever, and I've been called weird for this, but I think it's absolutely normal and okay and acceptable to some degree to be attracted to more than one person, even if you're in a relationship. It's just human nature, you know. But you have
dating more than one person.
Attractive, but
you heard what she said.
Yeah.
I mean, I just want to know, because everybody's gonna be attracted to somebody.
If you are,
you be married and be attracted to other people.
You have people that are into like polygamy and polyandry and women who like, you know what I mean.
That involves
I personally would not do it, but I understand it. I really do. Like, I understand the thinking, the mindset, the culture, whatever. That is just not for me. But if someone said I partake in this type of living, I'm like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, I totally get it, and I think it's normal to, you know, people who are so prude and
that Molly point of view.
You said Molly. I'm not on Molly. You said, like, people who are just so prude and uptight. I'm like, why are you looking at him? Oh, so insecure, and why are you looking at her? Because her ass is fat. Look, you ain't see it. Like, I just
she was fat as hell. I mean,
it's normal, and I just feel like people are just. They're
controlling.
People they take the whole monogamous and territorial thing. That's not love. First of all, that's selfishness. That's number one. Ownership is not love. By trying to own someone and control their feelings and emotions, that you're not working off of love. You're working off of ownership, possession. You know, and
right.
I feel like in this generation we confuse that.
Right, and I agree with that. I feel like if you want to feel how you feel or look at other people, even if you're in a relationship, that's absolutely okay. My thing is, I feel like you're crossing a line when you're announcing it.
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
If you're in a relationship and you're saying, "Oh my god, this nigga is so fine," what the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
You have a boyfriend.
Giving the other person like leeway to make your partner feel threatened,
right?
Like that they shouldn't feel comfortable coming up to you, touching you any kind of way, or saying things to you. You know what I mean? Like that. It's all about that respect part. But
I think what it is. I think it's a big thing is respect. I think a lot of people, they get so caught up in I can do what I want, and they don't necessarily care about the boundaries anymore. I feel like a lot of people, what they want in their mind is like openness to do what they want to do, but then
still have something to come back to.
Right, and I think that's not something you can necessarily do unless you have a conversation with that person and they're okay with it.
Yeah.
Because there are always going to be boundaries. You might go into a situation thinking that, okay, I'm going to do it like this. If I feel like I want to go out with somebody, I'm gonna do that. If y'all don't agree to that, then that's disrespectful.
Yeah, absolutely.
No matter how you look at it.
It's all about communication.
Right. So if you're not communicating that, or if you come to the person where, like, okay, say if you do something like that, and they like, yo, that's mad disrespectful, son, take that shit down, and they disagree to that, you're violating this person's feelings. And that's the person you're supposed to be with in a relationship. So I feel like there needs to...
I mean, y'all got to have an understanding when y'all go into that type of relationship to the point where you know what sets somebody else off.
But that's the thing, though. I feel like relationships...
Very random ass situation.
I feel like relationships are like an unspoken rule to them. A lot of people don't speak on what exactly. No, I mean, like, a lot of people don't speak on what is acceptable and what's not acceptable. They just it's an unspoken thing, right?
With, what is that? When you no, they go in anticipating, or that's how you get disappointed. Like, they just go in thinking this is how it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know, you can't do that. You have to have a conversation, because common sense is not so common. Right. It's really not. Exactly. Like what may hurt me may not hurt you, and vice versa. You know, so people really, really have to take that seriously and have a you know,
like birthdays.
What?
Goes back to last week's episode.
So, speaking of birthdays, one more time. My birthday is tomorrow, August 27th. I will be turning 29 years old.
Don't care about nice. So on to the next topic. Wait, I cleared all that stuff up. In college, you're going to be faced with a decision. It's going to be a crossroad.
Oh, real quick, before you get into the topic, because you said you spoke on the books for a second. Let me just give quick advice to people. All right. So if you're going to college and you have a class and you need to buy books, wait like a week before you buy the book, because you might not need to buy the book and you can save yourself like $300.
Yes.
So
that's true. I remember that.
Quick tip. There you go.
Also, quick tip.
My last 2 years, I didn't buy no books.
Do not buy
unless it was like one of those classes where you had to like the code.
Yeah,
one of those. That's the only reason why. But
if there's a website. There's a few. I'm probably sure there's more out there now where you can actually rent the book for less money than actually buying the book. You just got to return that at the end of the day. But
that depends though, because you need that code still. That code is that thing. That's a new way of like making sure you buy this goddamn book because you need to get to this website. So also,
if you're trying to get in there, make sure you partner up with somebody that has the book.
That's what I did.
That way, you have the book, they have the book, and you got study time with that particular person.
Study time.
Yeah. So, on to the next topic. You're going to come, in college, you're going to come to a crossroads to where you want to decide whether or not you would like to join a fraternity or sorority or go your own individual path. For me, our whole first co-host, Brandon, we had like a short conversation of what fraternity we want to join.
If we did decide to do one.
Exactly. He said Kappa, I said Sigma. Boom, no. So, so we didn't end up doing any fraternity. For y'all two, I guess, what is y'all perception on...
Are you in a sorority?
I am not.
Okay. Good.
I should ask that person. We're going to stir some shit. What are y'all perceptions? Because I guess for guys it's a little different. What's your perception on sororities as opposed to your perception on fraternities? And go.
Okay, you go first.
Okay. Well, it's more so just on Greek life in general, right? I don't want to speak too much because I'm not that knowledgeable, so I don't want to be ignorant. But from what I do know about Greek life and just the culture, because I was
the hash afterwards.
I was going to pledge. I did think about it. My first choice was AKA. Okay. But after I did my research, I was like, they're not for me. Right. Then I moved on to Delta.
I was gonna say you should. I'm sorry.
I moved on to Delta because I like their principles, what they stood for. The reason why I shunned away from AKA is because of the foundation that they began. This is back where, colorism was big, like real colorism. This is still segregation times and all of that. So they did things like the brown paper bag test or the pencil test. And so the brown paper bag test is basically they took a brown paper bag and they put it up against your skin, usually the inside of your forearm. If you were darker than the brown paper bag, you were not allowed to be in that sorority. I don't know what the Deltas did not. The AKAs did.
Oh, fuck y'all AKAs.
So this is now I don't know if you guys know this, but the women that began Deltas were former AKAs. They because of this they did not agree with it and they left, and that's when they created the Deltas. Gotcha. Now they also did the pencil test, which was they put a pencil in your hair. If it fell out, your hair was fine enough, you could be in. If it did not fall out, your hair was too coarse. So they did things like this. This is some institutions also did this to even allow you into the college. They did tests like this. So that was like something that I've learned, and I was just like, that's like the most of it that I know about. So that kind of turned me away from it. I leaned towards Delta because they had more, I guess they were more, I don't know, more in tune with African descent and culture and stuff like that. So, but I ended up not doing it all together. But my perception, I do think that each frat or sorority individually has its own meaning and determining reason, and they can stand for some good things, and then there are some things that I just think are just dehumanizing, and that's just where I kind of gotta it's not for me. Greek life is not for me. But some people, they make the best of it and it works out awesome for them. The opportunities, the connections, the people. I've met women that just say, if she's an AKA, I'm gonna hire her just because she's an AKA. And but then that doesn't make sense to me because you get grandfathered in if your ancestor was an AKA. So how do you determine what type of person this is if she got grandfathered in? She didn't do anything to work for, you know what I mean? It's all paperwork, So it was just a lot of politics and logistics and stuff like that I didn't agree with.
Exactly. It was all politics. So like Tommy said, we did have a talk. I did talk to these guys about this before, about possibly joining, if anything. But for me, I was too much of an individual to want to go into a fraternity because
you'd have pledged Kappa, wasn't you?
I
can see him doing.
We talked only because I wanted to shimmy. Yeah. That's it. I just want to shimmy. So we talked about it, but it's like, you know what? I thought about it. Also, I'm too much of an individual. Like I do not like to change my habits, my life, how I do things. I don't want that to be altered in any way. Yeah. And all the Kappa friends that I've had, or even just not Kappa friends specifically, but all the friends that I've had who pledged, male and female, when they finished, they were totally different people.
Really?
I was dating a girl who pledged, and when she came out of that, when she finished, she crossed, she was a totally different person, and our relationship ended like months after that. So it was like, I get it. They break you down to build you back up, how they do it like in the military and any other situation, but I don't like it though, because now like you become so like they're
creating a certain type of person.
They want you to be what they want you to be, and so your individuality doesn't like pretty much hold up after all of the pledging and hazing, and it's like a long time, like 6 to 8 weeks. So a lot of times you're not really the same person anymore. Yeah. So I never wanted to go through that. I don't want to be the type of person that needs to call them just to get favors, because I want to know that I made it somewhere off of my own merit, off of my own ability, off of my own skill. So when it's like, yo, listen, I'm applying here. Do you have any Kappas there? And they like, oh yeah, for sure. And they just like kind of just push your application, on through. I don't like that. This is not me. So I mean, I'm not taking a shot. I'm pretty sure that, we're gonna have some fraternity and sorority viewers who are gonna disagree, but that's cool. This from my perception. Yeah. The people that I've known, they changed. They were not the same people anymore. They were more so a part of. They wanted to be their sister, their brotherhood was all that mattered to them. So a lot of friends that they had before that didn't really matter that much anymore. So that's not my thing. It's not for me.
And like I was saying, if I were to pledge, like I said, my choice based on nothing but being or seeing the people that I've hung around when I was at Kane. If I were to pledge, or when I was considering pledging, Sigma was the only thing I was thinking about, because for some reason the Sigmas and the Zetas seem to be more down to earth than everybody else. Like they seem to be more welcoming, be more humble, or be more considerate of people's feelings and everything like that. The reason why I ended up not doing it, like I said, my boy Brandon decided he wanted to pledge Cap, and I was like, I don't feel like going through a process by myself, even though I'm a lonesome person. Like you said, you would see me walking around campus by myself, and I have no issues with that. I don't feel like paying for people to call themselves my brother or to be in a relationship with people.
Yeah, it is expensive. That's the other part of it too.
Talking
it's
to,
expensive.
And I don't want to go through the process. I know they'll say that they don't haze you or whatever, some shit like that. But I don't feel like people touching me. I don't want nobody to touch me. And at the end of the day, after I cross them calling me brother and shit like that, so that shit is out of pocket for me. So that's why I chose not to do it in the end. But if I were to pledge, it would have been Sigma, just because, like I said, they're more personable as people. I didn't want to shimmy that much. I didn't feel like walking around with bricks in my backpack and shit.
You wanted to shimmy?
No, I didn't.
We shimmy every time we go to a party.
That wasn't me.
Every time we go somewhere, we shimmy.
That was you.
That was you. You started, nigga.
You ain't got no proof.
There's videos. There is proof. So I just wanted a jacket. I wanted a jacket.
As far as like the fraternity sorority things go, for our viewers, if you are deciding that this may not be your first year, it may be your second, third, or fourth year, make sure, like Tish said, do your research before you actually join the fraternity or sorority of your choice, whether it be Divine Nine or anything outside of the Divine Nine, just to make sure everything that is going on in your mind matches up
aligns, because that foundation is serious. Like, you have to take it very seriously when you associate yourself with an organization. Understand their principles, understand their foundation, understand the founders and why they even started. Make sure that aligns with your truth.
Because you know what I mean? Left, they'll blackball you. They will blackball you.
One thing I will say, like, super positive about fraternities, at least in my experience, I haven't, like I said, I'm not in a fraternity, but they do open up a lot of doors for you later on down the line. They do stick together through everything, no matter what happens.
They're like the fucking police department.
If you pledged in 2001 and you come through a party in 2018, they will still support you, and they'll still throw your shit up the same way that they do for their newer brothers. Like, it's a beautiful thing to see afterwards, but
it's like a gang.
The whole process it's a positive gang, but yeah, it is like a group of brothers coming together. But shit, what the fuck was I about to say? You said it's a gang, and that threw me the fuck
It's like
off.
a gang, I said.
It is, I guess, similar to a gang, but they're more positive than a gang is. They do things for community service. The main reason why I thought about joining a fraternity in the first place, though, was because when you see, similar to like gang members, when you see all the drug dealers with all the fancy cars, when you see all the Sigmas and the Kappas with all the bitches, that's exactly why. Yeah, that's why I wanted to be
part of the stroll.
A lot of people are going to want to join a fraternity just because
he couldn't wait to stroll.
A lot of people are going to want to join the Greek life because they want to get bitches for the most part. And if you're going in with that mindset, I can't speak to it, but that's probably not the mindset, the right mindset to go into it with.
Start hitting your ass with that paddle. You thinking
you will get bitches in the end, but you got to go through a process. You got to make sure, like you said, the beliefs
and it's
are
like,
there.
Is it worth it? If that's your only goal,
you got to make sure it's worth it. Don't just go in there for one thing. Make sure you study up and know everything behind your fraternity, because if you don't, one thing, they will teach you that in the process, and two, if you don't make it through the process, then you just got your ass beat for no fucking reason.
Even if you have parents that did pledge and they kind of like egg you on to pledge, if it's not what you want, still don't do it, because it's not worth it if you don't want to do it. Because my father was it's like an old school, either Groove 5 Groove. Brandon's dad actually is a Groove 5 Groove also, but it's.
I had a mentor that was a Q.
Huh?
I had a mentor that was a Q when I was in high school. He was like mentoring me or telling me how to go about applying to college and shit like that.
That's nice, Tommy.
We talk about our experiences and
I'm
shit.
saying,
fuck you.
It's just I mean, if it's not what you want, man, just don't do it. You know what I'm saying? Look into it. If you're on the fence about it, look into it. Study it. You know what I'm saying? Like she said, it's very important to study things, look into things. Otherwise, you will make the wrong decisions. And college is not the place you want to make too many wrong decisions.
Yeah.
Unless it's drugs.
Too many, and you end up fucked up and like missing out on a lot of shit, or just like wasting money, because pretty much everything that you're doing in college costs money. So if you're missing classes, if you're doing everything, you're wasting a lot of money. So yeah.
Right, what time we at?
We got an hour.
All right, bet. Perfect, because I got one more topic for y'all, and it's a doozy. Off to the college topic. Yesterday was the 20th anniversary, or the 20th celebration, because the anniversary is different. 20th celebration of Lauryn Hill's Miseducation album.
Nice.
So, I was on Facebook a couple months ago, and I saw a post that posed the question of one has to go, and it was either Mariah Carey, Mary J. Blige, Lauryn Hill, or Janet Jackson. One of those four has to go out of that four. Jesus
Mariah Carey.
Wait, Mariah Carey,
ex-wife like that.
Mariah Carey, Lauryn Hill,
Mary J.
Blige, and Janet
Jackson.
Damn.
Right.
Damn. Okay. So
Mariah Carey.
Wait,
I'm gonna have to get rid of Janet.
Make up.
What?
Listen.
You tell me why you would choose Mariah Carey. You tell me why you would choose Janet Jackson. I'll tell you why I'll choose.
I'll get rid of Janet, because getting rid of Janet does not get rid of Michael, and Michael and Janet were honestly really close as far as their music and their dance moves. So I keep Michael. I'll get rid of Janet, but Mariah Carey, a lot of her songs meant a lot to me when I was in high school, man. I'm not even gonna lie, bruh. Honey,
high school, what the fuck was what Mariah Carey song was playing in high school?
I mean, like when I was playing the albums over high school, middle school, Honey and Butterfly and all that shit was lit, man. So,
her song, she had lit songs, but I'm all for entertainers. Mariah Carey is not an entertainer.
She's a diva.
But her
and she can sing, or could sing.
Yeah,
she could sing. I just feel like she isn't the same artist that she was, 15, 20 years ago. And
can't sleep at night.
But however, you can still say the same for Janet. You can still say the same for Mary J. They still rocking the stage. Mariah Carey, did you not see her performance for New Year's where the music?
Are we talking about currently, or are we talking about like back then?
No, this was just last.
No, I'm talking about like getting rid of them. Like
we're talking about their everything.
Just like
them as a person.
And I'm not paying. I would never pay to go see Mariah Carey, because I'm not paying them to blow a fan in her face and her go like this. I'm not paying to see.
I went to see Janet Jackson last year, I think it was.
Thanks. How was it?
It was amazing.
Yeah.
But again, it was like Michael. So
Michael not here no more.
All right, so whatever. But my point is, I'm talking about their whole catalog. Janet doesn't put out new music. None of them put out new music. So I'm just basing it off of their old shit.
Well, it depends. Yes, because they do. It all depends on what radio stations you listen to. Because Mary J. Blige have new music. If you listen to 107,
new music.
Yeah, she has new music. Yeah, maybe this year. Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah, she does. She does.
I'm not listening to new Mary J. I don't know.
I'm not listening to Mary J.
I feel like
either.
she's been through shit, but it hasn't been like heartbreak. So
I feel like Mary J. She reached a peak a long time ago.
So
damn, I can't get rid of Mary J.
So
can't get rid of Mary J.
Her music, man.
I would not get rid of Mary J. because she has not just like obviously they all have hits, but Mary J. has music to get you.
That hits your soul, man.
It's timeless. Mary J's music
she got music to get people through different situations, like tough situations. Yeah. Like if you hurt and you down and you want to listen to some Mary J.
You can tell Mary J. been through some shit. That's the thing. You can relate to that.
Yeah, I will say Mary J. is timeless. Her music, you can play it whenever. Exactly. Janet Jackson, not so much. Janet Jackson is very what's in the era.
Right.
You know what I mean? She's not really timeless.
Mariah Carey's timeless.
Mariah Carey's timeless. Lauryn Hill is timeless.
Yep.
You know, but Janet, she's more like, let me what's the sound today? What's the okay, do I need this instrument for, you know what I mean? Like,
and that's why I keep Janet on my list, because she's able to adapt to new situations. She's got old hits, she got new hits, and she's sexy as shit for being as young as she is.
There's a thin line between
Janet has new hits? No, she doesn't.
I don't fucking know. But
yes, she does.
New hits.
Yes,
no, she doesn't put out new music.
Yeah, she does.
And also, she does. She
has a whole new album that came out this year.
And also, she got a great body. If it wasn't for Janet, we wouldn't have that Super Bowl incident. I wouldn't get rid of Mariah Carey for one simple reason. She has all the hits in the world, but I don't care about that shit. If we don't have Mariah Carey, I can't listen to her Christmas song. And that's the one thing that gets me through Christmas every fucking year.
Her latest album was 2015.
Janet?
That's like 3 years ago. That's recent. So, which brings us to my point. I would get rid of Lauryn Hill just because.
What?
Yeah. That's why when you were saying all your shit about Lauryn, I was like, damn, you not going to like my fucking answer. I would get rid of Lauryn Hill because, as far as I know, separate from her work with the Fugees, she only really has that one album that came out 20 years ago.
But that album is better than every other album in that group.
Epic. That's an epic album though. That's like a Wu-Tang album. That's like you saying you got to knock Wu-Tang off.
Like
honestly,
you know what I mean? If we're gonna compare female rappers to like album wise, her album is still like top 5.
That's wonderful, but I'm talking about longevity. Like
the album still.
Yeah, that one album.
But she didn't put out new music. If she would
exactly,
new music,
that's why I would get rid of Lauryn Hill. Because she has no new music. She has.
All right, but
anything that you reference is going to be a bunch of old shit.
Also, the new music that Janet Jackson or Mary J. Blige put out is trash.
And also, if I didn't have Janet Jackson, we wouldn't have Tyler Perry's "Why Did I Get Married" 1 and 2. So I would get rid of
he would have a different actor.
I don't. Like, I love Lauryn Hill as far as her music goes, but from the shit I feel like a couple years ago, she didn't show up to one of her own shows, so that shit turned me off.
She still does that.
Yeah,
she did like
I heard she has a reputation of being very
exactly. You only got one fucking album to perform at that, so if you don't show up for that one fucking album, what are you doing?
Her energy is off, and so she doesn't show up. That's what she said.
So yeah, I would get rid of her for that reason. I feel like I could have changed somebody else in this this 4 people question with Erykah Badu, and I feel like my answer would have been still probably the same. What are y'all thoughts on Erykah Badu though? Because
I love Erykah Badu.
I love Erykah Badu too.
Yeah, I would put. Yeah, even if I was to substitute anybody else on the list besides Lauryn with Erykah Badu, I would still say Erykah Badu, or not Erykah Badu. I would still say Lauryn Hill is off the fuking list because everybody else has longevity with their sound.
Yeah, but I feel like
Lauryn Hill, you got that one.
I think
that
only edge that
maybe it's not gonna be
the only edge that Janet Jackson has is her performing. That's it.
Yeah, she's
as
an
far
entertainer.
as music, right? That's my thing. I don't care. Like, yeah, great moves and shit. But like I said, I could see Michael Jackson for that type of shit.
Yeah.
My thing is, as far as what your music meant, or the impact of your music, I would get rid of Janet.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I understand.
Like you feel Mary J. Blige's music.
Yeah.
You feel Lauryn Hill's music. Who's the other one?
You feel
Mariah Carey.
I feel Mariah Carey's.
I felt Mariah.
You don't feel
okay. Not the same. Right.
Like I said, for me, it's her Christmas shit. Like,
but I like her music better than I
do.
But I like Mariah Carey's music more than I like Janet Jackson's music.
Yeah.
Only thing, like I said, Janet Jackson has performance. And so honestly, if I'm not watching you perform every single day, when I'm going to listen to you, I want to listen to your music every day. Yeah. So I would prefer music that I like more. So I'm just going to go with Mariah Carey. Yeah, and get rid of Janet. Lauren Hill. Even though I love Janet, I do love Janet. I just want to put that out there. I'm not a hater. She watching and shit.
But if I had, process of elimination. Sorry.
Lauren Hill got to go. So we all agree that Lauren Hill has to go.
We didn't agree to that.
So I say Lauren Hill has to go. You say.
I said Mariah Carey.
Okay, and you say
Janet.
Perfect. So we're all on disagreement on that, which is awesome. That's what we want.
We can agree to disagree.
Show.
He said that's what we want for a fucking show.
That is, I'm going to wrap up the show for this week. Like I said in the beginning, I am Team Tommy, a.k.a. Slim the Black Man, a.k.a. Mr. Pickles. You are?
I am Boy Too Nice, a.k.a. Charm the Solution.
That's stupid. And we would like to thank our special guest today,
Tisha Monet. Thanks, guys, for having me. I had so much fun.
I didn't want to say it because I didn't want to fuck it up.
It's fine.
I got a thing with names. Whatever.
So make sure you guys follow her on Instagram.
Yep, at Tisha Monet. It's TISHA MONEE. Same Snapchat. I'm not really on there though.
I'm gonna drop a link, or I'm gonna drop a little thing right there, so y'all can just click on it.
You relying on right. Post editing shit.
Yeah, I do it. So anyway, make sure you guys follow us on youtube.com/boys2nicetv. This video will be dropping on Tuesday. You can also listen to the audio of this on iTunes podcast at the No Refunds podcast. $$ for that refunds S. Same thing with Google Play, No Refunds podcast. SoundCloud, No Refunds podcast, or if you want to get there quicker, SoundCloud.com/boy2nice. There you go. Yeah.
That was our show for this week. We appreciate y'all for watching. We appreciate Miss Tisha Monet for coming through, and we appreciate everybody for doing
Thank you guys.
Everything special and shit. Like Malcolm said, check out all of our shit, and we will catch you on the next episode of the No Refunds podcast. We are out of here,
See ya. Boy. Thanks, guys.